Hello friends, I'm Eric Hutchinson. I'm the principal broker and owner of Hutchinson Realty. Welcome to this month's market update for Northwest Arkansas. It is February 5th of 2024. We have made it through the coldest month of the year. Football season is over and the groundhog did not see his shadow, and so hopefully we'll have an early spring. But what's going on in the Northwest Arkansas real estate market? Last year, in 2023, economists were predicting a recession. That never happened, and in fact, our prices continued to increase, even though our interest rates also continued to increase. So what's going to happen this year? This year is an election year, and even though our interest rates have leveled off at about 7%, it is taking longer to sell a house than it was this time last year. I'm also seeing some signs that may indicate a real estate slowdown in our values. What are those signs? You'll have to stay tuned and watch. But some fascinating data that we're going to be looking at. We're going to be looking at our 6 largest towns. We'll be looking at Fayetteville, Springdale, Rogers, Bentonville, Centerton, and Bella Vista. And we're only looking at single-family residential property. And we'll be looking at sold listings from January 1st through January 31st of this year, 2024. Lots of interesting data. Stick with me to the end when I give you some conclusions. Let's get into it, shall we? So we're going to start south in Fayetteville. So this time last year, from January 1st through January 31st of last year, Fayetteville sold 92 houses at $184 per square foot. Just below that graphic last month, in December of 2023, Fayetteville sold 108 listings at $200 per square foot. Now move over to the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. Fayetteville sold 80 listings between January 1st and January 31st of 2024, and they sold them at $203 per square foot, which is a $19 per square foot increase from this time last year. So Fayetteville had a great month last month, but stay tuned because we're going to see some other towns that didn't have such a great month. Let's move over to Springdale. So last year in Springdale sold 43 listings at $184 per square foot. Last month they sold 69 listings at $191 per square foot. And from January 1st through January 31st, Springdale sold 57 listings at $183 per square foot. So as you can see on screen, that's $1 per square foot decrease from this time last year. Now, I only have seen a decrease a couple times in 2023, but they always bounced back and continued to increase throughout the year. But what's going on in Springdale? They've lost some value, and something that's a little bit of a concern is that we've lost value from last month to this month. Last month, it was $191 per square foot. This month, it's $183 per square foot. So as you can see, it's an $8 per square foot decrease from this time last month. Let's move over to Rogers. Last year, Rogers sold 50 houses at $188 per square foot. Last month in December, 81 houses at $203 per square foot. This month, they sold 50 houses at $201 per square foot. That's a $13 per square foot increase from last year, but that's a decrease, a $2 decrease from this time last month. So Rogers has decreased in value from this time last month. So that may be a sign of things to come. We'll just have to wait and see what happens next month. So in Bentonville last year, 65 listings were sold at $194 per square foot. Last month in December, 83 listings were sold at $207 per square foot. This month, from January 1st through January 31st, 60 listings have sold at $201 per square foot. Now that's still a $7 per square foot increase from this time last year, but that is a $6 decrease from this time last month. So it'll be interesting to see if Bentonville bounces back next month. Let's move over to Centerton. So last year, Centerton sold 38 houses at $188 per square foot. Last month in December, they sold 35 listings at $198 per square foot. And then this month, from January 1st through January 31st, Centerton sold 38 listings at $190 per square foot. So as you can see, an $8 decrease from last month, but that's still a $2 increase from this time last year. So you can see every town but Fayetteville has actually lost value in 30 days. Very interesting. Let's move over to Bella Vista. So this time last year, Bella Vista sold 57 houses at $188 per square foot. And last month in December, they sold 75 houses at $200 per square foot. And this month, from January 1st through January 31st, they sold 70 houses at $194 per square foot. So again, an increase from this time last year by $6, but a decrease by $6 from last month. However, we sold 70 houses, which is quite a bit more than last year. So Bella Vista has almost half the inventory is new construction, and it's the biggest bang for dollar in Northwest Arkansas. So that's probably the reason why so many houses have sold, but it's a little bit of a concern that we have decreased in value from this time last month. So what conclusions can we draw? Well, let's look at all 6 towns. So if you look at all 6 towns in January of 2023, they were at $187 per square foot, 345 houses sold in all 6 towns. If you look at January 1st through January 31st of 2024, all 6 towns sold 355, so $10 houses more than this time last year, but at $197 per square foot. So still a $10 per square foot increase from this time last year. But because most of the towns actually decreased from this time last month, it'll be interesting to see what happens in the coming months. So a lot of times in the election years, people get a little nervous about whether or not to purchase property. But if our inventories don't increase a lot, we may see those prices continue to increase. It'll be interesting to see. So what conclusions can we draw from all this data? Well, we're selling about as many homes as we were this time last year. It is taking a little bit longer to sell those homes, but we are $10 per square foot higher than we were this time last year. So our values have maintained their slow but steady increase in Northwest Arkansas. But coming up ahead of us, it is a little bit concerning that we've lost value in most of our towns in 30 days. I don't know if that's an indication of things to come. It will depend upon our interest rates, whether our interest rates stay between 6 and 7%, and it will also depend upon our inventories, that whole supply and demand. If our supply goes up, it could take longer to sell houses, forcing sellers to lower their prices, but we will see in the coming months what the data shows. Thanks for watching. You can always reach out to me at info@hutchrealty.com with any questions. You can go to our website at hutchrealty.com where you can view every listing in Northwest Arkansas. You can also see our 20 agents and their profiles and pick out one to help you with buying or selling your home. You can also get a free home evaluation at hutchrealty.com. No matter what, I wish you the very best. May God bless you and may God bless your home.